Welcome back to the social science class 9, economics, chapter number 2, people as resource. Any material which can be transformed in a way that it becomes more valuable and useful is known as resource. Human beings satisfy all their needs from the immediate natural environment or from other parts of the world. Different elements of the environment like land, rivers, plants, animals, etc., play a vital role in the survival and the development of the people. They become resources only when man locates them or has the technology to convert them in such a way form that they become useful for the mankind. Thus, in this chapter, we will study that how the human being become a resource. So the various content which are there in this chapter are the introduction of the resources as an human being, economic activities done by men and women, how the quality of the population could be improved, and the unemployment, its various effects, as well as the various types of unemployment. So let us start with the chapter People as Resource. People as resource is a way of referring to countries' working people in terms of their existing productive skills and ability. By the term human resource, we mean the size of population of a country along with its efficiency, educational qualities, productivity, organizational abilities, and far-sightedness. Though natural resources play a vital role in the economic development of a country, but human resources are also considered the most important resource of a nation because it is the human resource which convert the natural resources into more useful form. When a country possesses sufficient number of highly educated and trained people, it can produce more and also efficiently without wasting scarce resources. Human resources are also important to each individual because they assist other people in improving and using their capacity and potentialities to the utmost part. So, most of the developing and the backward countries of the world are economically backward, but not because they lack sources, but because they lack quality of human resources. The force by which all kinds of productivity is achieved by the use of natural resources are called productive forces, and human resource is the most important productive force. As we can see the example of Japan, countries like Japan have invested in human resources. They did not have any natural resource, but then too, these countries are developed or rich countries. Although they import the natural resources needed in their country, on the other hand, they have invested on people, especially in the field of education and health. These people have made efficient use of other resources like land and capital, and efficiency and the technology evolved by people have made these countries rich and developed. So we can say that when the existing human resource is further developed by becoming more educated and healthy, we call it as the human capital formation that adds to the productive power of the country, just like physical capital formation. This can seen directly in the form of higher incomes earned because of the higher productivity. Further in this chapter, we will introduce some new topics like the human capital, GNP, which is also named as gross national product, and advantages of more educated or a healthy population. Human capital is the economic value of the abilities and qualities of labor that influence productivity. And these qualities include higher education, technical or on the job training, health, and values such as punctuality. GNP, that is the gross national product, includes income earned by citizens and companies abroad, but does not include income earned by foreigners within the country. GNP does not include the services used to produce manufactured goods because their value is included in the price of the finished product. Besides that, we will also study the advantages of a more educated or the healthier population. People with better education tend to live long and have healthier lifestyles. In that sense, let us commence with the economic activities. Before commencing with the economic activity by men and women, let us differentiate, let us explain what is economic activity and what is non-economic activities. Economic activities are those activities which contribute to the flow of goods and services in an economy. These are included in the national income. Increase in the economic activity is an indication of economic progress of the country, and these economic activities lead to an increase in both personal income as well as national income. On the other hand, non-economic activities, these does not contribute to the flow of goods and services. Non-economic activities are not included in the national income, and non-economic activities increase in the unproductive activities is not an indication of the economic progress of a country. And these cause only a transfer of income from one person to another. These result in an increase in personal income only. So economic activities are development and wealth producing activities. It creates economic and financial gain by producing goods and services and adds value to the national income. Now let us see the works performed under economic activities. Under economic activity, there are huge differences between economic activity performed by men and economic activity performed by women. Women look after domestic affairs like cooking of food, washing of clothes, cleaning of utensils, housekeeping, and looking after children, whereas men work in the field or outside. Men are paid for their work. On the contrary, women are not paid for their performance in the houses. The work done by the men is recognized in the national income, whereas the household work done by women is not at all recognized in the national income. So, under the economic activity, we have the various sectors. So, sectors under the economic activities. The economic activities could be classified into three sectors, that is the primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. It is also called as primary activity, secondary activity, or tertiary activity. Let us explain them. Primary activity. Primary activity includes those occupations which are closely related to the man's natural environment, like gathering, hunting, fishing, lumbering, grazing, farming, and mining are important examples of the primary activity. Secondary activity, it is also known as manufacturing sector. The occupation which produce finished goods by using the products of primary activities as raw materials are included in secondary activity. Manufacturing of cloth from cotton, sugar from sugarcane, and steel from iron ore are important examples of secondary activity. So you can say that the secondary industries are those that take the raw material produced by the primary sector and process them into manufactured goods and products. They include the heavy manufacturing, light manufacturing, food processing, oil refining, and energy production. Third comes tertiary sector. Tertiary activities consist of all service occupations. For both primary and secondary activities, we require a substantial amount of support services like transport, communication, trade, health, education, and administration are important examples of tertiary activity. So, the tertiary industry is the segment of the economy that provides services to its consumers, including a wide range of businesses such as financial institutions, schools, and restaurants. And it is also known as service sector or service industries. Beside that, we can divide the economic activity into two more parts, which are called as market activity and non-market activities. Market activities are those activities which are performed for getting some remuneration. On the other hand, non-market activities are those activities which are performed for self-consumption. Market activities provide some profit, and non-market activity, they do not provide any profit. Market activities include the production of goods and services which are sold in the market for money, and non-market activities include the production of goods and services which are consumed by the producer or his family. The examples of the market activity are like the industrialist who runs a factory of steel and sells it in the market and earns some profit. On the other hand, the example of non-market activities like a small farmer which cultivate various vegetables in a small plot like a garden for self-consumption.